Hey, I'm not so ace trainer, and can the Pokémon Legends series save Meltan and Melmetal? Let's get into it. Mythical Pokémon, ever since the Victini Lighthouse event, have become pretty much a stale mechanic in Pokémon games. Even their reveals are nothing more than a trailer, putting out the hype levels at the lowest possible. Not Meltan though. Meltan had, to me, the best release out of any mythical Pokémon in the franchise. It first appeared in the form of transformed Ditto after the Chikorita Community Day in Pokémon Go. This happened without any previous announcement and for 3 days without any further explanation. Needless to say, the hype was almost at the level of a new game being announced. The YouTube videos featuring Professor Willow and Professor Oak were an amazing way to reveal its identity, and I couldn't wait to find it in a mainline game so I could learn its lore. Pokémon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee went by and they were only a small feature on those. Then Gen 8 came and went and we only had its G-Max form as a mystery gift through Pokémon Home. Now, almost 3 years later, their lore is nothing more than a few almost meaningless Pokédex entries. This worries me, since before the announcement of Pokémon Legends Arceus, I was almost sure that Meltan and Melmetal were nothing more than cross-game promotional material. Now, with Pokémon Legends looking like the future of Pokémon main games, I wonder if we could visit a new region in the future, the region that Meltan and Melmetal belong to. But what can we expect from their lore? Where could they have originated from? Let's look at what we know to try and understand what we don't know. First, let's take one possibility out of the way. In the anime, Ash found a Meltan in the Melee Island. Well, at the time the Alola games came out, we had no idea of Meltan's existence, and judging by the Alolan Pokédex, neither did the region's inhabitants. It's fair to assume that the Meltan he found is just there to promote the Pokémon itself, and not really explain anything about its origins. Also, we can't really look at the anime as canon, since time and time again it has shown us that it works in its separate universe, based only loosely on the Pokémon games. With that in mind, let's take a look at the information we have from the original videos that revealed Meltan and from its and Melmetal's Pokédex entries. The videos, apart from their biology and behavior, don't tell us a lot about these Pokémon. They like to absorb metal, and they are present in some ancient texts that Oak got his hands on. Where the good information is at is the Pokédex entries, more specifically in Melmetal's and G-Max Melmetal's Pokédex entries. First, there are two things that can help us determine a general location for Gen 9. The Melmetal Pokédex entry in Pokémon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu says that, revered long ago for its capacity to create iron from nothing, for some reason it has come back to life after 3000 years. So, if it came to life after 3000 years, it means that something happened 3000 years ago that left Melmetal in some kind of death-like slumber. And what do we know about that could have done this and happened 3000 years ago? Well, two things. We had the Kalos War in Kalos, and we had the Darkest Day in Galar. While we know for sure that Meltan and Melmetal are not a part of those regions' Pokédexes, we can assume that they were in a somewhat close location to one of those areas. Now, if we look at the G-Max Melmetal Pokédex entry in Pokémon Sword, it reads as follows. In a distant land, there are legends about a Cyclopean giant. In fact, the giant was a Melmetal that was flooded with Gigantamax energy. Looking at this, we can assume that the events that affected this Pokémon were those that happened in the Galar region. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised that Melmetal being forced by Eternatus power into its Gigantamax form had a role into causing its deep slumber. Well, but where exactly could that distant land be? For that, we'll go back to the first entry we looked at, and pretty much the only piece of information that is valuable from the revealed videos. Meltan and Melmetal love metal. They pretty much feed on it, absorbing it to become part of their liquid metal bodies. Considering that Galar is based on the UK, I took a look at the map of Europe and checked what countries were the ones with the larger iron ore reserves, and were in the decently close distance from the UK. And what I found left me incredibly happy. Those countries are Sweden and Norway, countries rich with lore and beautiful landscapes. And that's where I base my theory. Meltan and Melmetal are part of a Scandinavian-inspired region, where they were once revered for their ability to create metal. This region, rich in iron ore, provided these Pokémon with nourishment, while their unique ability provided the population with metal for weaponry and construction. They had a trade relationship with Galar, loosely inspired on the Viking invasions, but without the invasion part, and were the reason we have Galarian Meowth, Berserker, Galarian Yamask, and Runerigus. In Pokémon Legends Melmetal, we, the player, are sent on a mission to understand what's causing such changes in the land, and, ultimately, defeating Gigantamax Melmetal, preventing it from running rampant on the region. This would be done in the same way that Breath of the Wild does the Ganon battle, giving us the opportunity to try and battle it straight ahead, which would be incredibly difficult, or letting us hone our skills before challenging the mythical Pokémon. After being defeated, Melmetal will enter its deep slumber, only to wake up 3000 years into the future. And this is my theory for Meltan and Melmetal's origins, and their role in Gen 9. What do you think about my theory? Do you have any theory about Gen 9? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and see you all on the next one.